and Mekvabishvili behind Kvaratskhelia and George Mikortadze. The European Championship debutants. There were wild celebrations in Tbilisi when Georgia beat Greece on penalties in their playoff final, the lowest ranked side in the competition. What will they bring to the European Championship stage? The referee is from Argentina, Facundo Tello. He is the only non-European referee officiating at this tournament. Turkey break away from their huddle, and we are just about ready to go at a raucous BVB in Dortmund. Drenched for most of the day. The rain has ceased, the pitch looks good, and Group F is about to get underway. Here on BBC Radio 5 Live and BBC Sounds, Portugal, Czech Republic to come later on this evening. That's an 8 o'clock kickoff, but we are underway, and it is Georgia in their home strip, the traditional white shirts with the red stripe down the centre, white shorts, white socks. They'll be kicking from left to right in this first half. Turkey all in red from head to toe, kicking from right to left. It is Georgia with the first feel of the ball. Kakabadze plays it rather loosely into the centre of midfield. Turkey will win this back. First touch of the game for Samet Akaydin. Into midfield it goes. Şanlıurfa, who will see plenty of it in the Turkey midfield, wearing the captain's armband. Güler gets an early touch, and Turkey will settle into their rhythm. Stephen Warnock.
Yeah, I think the big thing here, Chris, is just checking out the pitch and seeing how quickly the ball's moving for the players. They'll have warmed up on it, but it might have dried up a little bit more now, so they can shift it that little bit quicker. But I think this is going to be pretty much the theme of the game now, with Turkey passing it round, keeping the ball from Georgia, and trying just to slow the game down as much as they can and pick holes when Georgia come out of positions.
Wonderful noise at what is, as we know, a really atmospheric stadium. Turkey have monopolised possession in the opening minute and 12 seconds. The ball on this near side, the left, Juventus Kenan Yildiz. And now Erkan Kürçü plays it in field. This is all happening in the centre of the Turkey midfield. They haven't really progressed out of the midfield third, but they might do now with the ball on that far side, the right, and the exciting Arda Güler, Real Madrid's sensation, had a terrific end to the season. He was an unused substitute in Real Madrid's Champions League win over Borussia Dortmund, becoming the first Turkish player to win a Champions League medal. The first long ball forward is tempting for Barış Alper Yilmaz, but it's just a little too far ahead of him, and Mamardashvili claims comfortably.
Yeah, a little bit too easy for Yilmaz to get through the middle. Simple ball over the top, and had it just been a fraction lighter with the pass, he'd have been in on goal, and the Georgian centre-backs didn't pick him up. A little bit too easy, that.
Well, you can hear, I think, probably from the whistles, the majority of the fans in this stadium are very much behind Turkey, and the big cheers, because the pressure on Georgia's back line has resulted in a Turkey throw in the Georgia right-back position. First sight of Vincenzo Montella, the Turkey manager, who turns 50 today. It's a happy 50th birthday for the former Italian striker, appointed midway through the qualifying campaign, with Turkey really struggling, but turned them around, blooded some of the youngsters, and there is hope from the Turkey fans that they can go far in this tournament and certainly improve on their last two European Championships, where they haven't made it out of the group. Turkey on halfway. It's with Kürçü near side the left, just on the halfway line. In the centre-back position is Abdülkerim Bardakçı, his left-footed ball forward. Yilmaz is the target again with this, and he does pick it up just outside the Georgia penalty area. Kürçü now, first touch of the game for Yildiz to Şanlıurfa on the edge of the penalty area. Chance for Turkey to cross in towards the back post. Kürçü the target. He's marshalled out of play, and Georgia have a goal kick, but Turkey, Stephen Warnock, threatening. Yeah,
they've started well. Lovely ball into the back post, and credit to Kakabadze. He deals with it. He makes sure that he just gets a little bit of contact at that back post with the onrushing Turkish midfielder. But the one thing that's a real problem, Chris, is Yilmaz has received 2-3 balls now in the central position, and Georgia are playing with a back three, and there's one player against three, and he's picked the ball up 2 or 3 times now. You've got to get men round him, you've got to communicate, got to be clearer with what's going on.
Turkey have started this game in confident mood, but here come Georgia, maybe for the first time. Watford's Georgi Shakvatadze, and the first touch of the game for the dangerous Kvaratskhelia. making his way towards the edge of the Romania penalty area. The left wing-back is Sitashvili. His cross to the front post cleared by Akaydin, and the red shirts of Turkey can pick their way forward. Goulet needed to be stronger. Shrugged off the ball. Referee waves play on. It was a fair challenge by Çakfatadze. His ball forward, though, is picked up by Turkey, and they can pick their way forward on this near side, the left, with the left-back, Ferdi Kadioglu, making decent progress. The ball infield is dealt with initially by Anzor Mekvabashvili in the centre of the Georgia midfield, and this will drop out of play for a Turkey left-back. Opening 4, nearly 5 minutes on 5 Live. Also on BBC Sounds, Turkey 0, Georgia 0.
Yeah, I think the big thing for Georgia is they've just got to try and settle themselves down a little bit. They're just panicking a little bit as the ball comes into defensive areas. They just want to get rid of it. They don't want to make any mistakes that potentially could lead to a goal for Turkey early on in this game. But it's been a positive start from Turkey.
And now they forced the game's first corner with a ball into the penalty area that the vastly experienced Georgian captain Guram Kashir deals with. So the first set piece for Georgia to defend, it'll be taken by the influential Inter Milan midfielder Hakan Şanlıoğlu. The Turkey skipper with his right foot delivers in swinger that is headed over the top of the crossbar by Kaan Ayhan, and that's the first real effort on goal we've seen. Corner, Ayhan's header, but a good 7 or 8 yards over the crossbar. 0-0.
He'll be disappointed as well, because he's got to jump on Kvaratskhelia, and he knows that he's got a clear header on goal, pushes it over the bar. That's a big opportunity for Turkey. Should be hitting the target at least.
The Georgia journey to this point really has been remarkable. They did beat Greece in a playoff final in Tbilisi, sparked an impromptu parade in the city centre until 7 o'clock in the morning. The second lowest ranked nation to ever play at a European Championship, qualified courtesy of the Nations League. They weren't particularly good in their qualifying group. Indeed, they finished 9 points behind runners-up Scotland, but the Nations League route does provide the chance for teams like Georgia to qualify for major tournaments. They got promoted to League B. They beat Luxembourg and then Greece, and here they are, looking to emulate the success of previous first-timers in this competition, memorably Wales and Iceland in Euro 2016. Iceland, England's conquerors, and Wales, who reached the semi-finals, only to be beaten by eventual winners Portugal. Şanlıoğlu in the centre of the Turkey midfield, 6 or 7 yards outside the penalty area, central position. Now Goulet on the right, Şanlıoğlu again with a cross-come shot that is dealt with by Lasser Dvali in the centre of the Georgian penalty area. Sitashvili has to think quickly as he clears, and he was just caught there, and that will be a free kick in the Georgia left-back position. And you sense, Stephen, that they will just take their time over this and take the sting out of the Turkey attack.
Yeah, well, he did well, because he just bought the foul there in the left-back position. Sitashvili making sure that he just felt a tiny bit of contact, slows the game down, takes a little bit of pressure off the back four, or the back five as they're set up in this game. But they've just got to try and get a little bit of pressure on Şanlıoğlu. He's just dominating the game, he's dictating the pace of it, he's the one getting on the ball, popping it round into centre-forward positions, receiving it again. If you let him dictate the pace of the game, it'll be very difficult for them.
Georgia with that free kick thump it straight out of play, and Turkey have a throw in their left-back position. Willy Sanyol, the Georgia head coach, he appears from his technical area barking instructions. The former France fullback, the first French coach to manage a foreign nation at a European Championship, and what a good job he has done with Georgia. The former Bayern Munich captain, loving his role in Georgian football. Turkey building on the far side, that's their right, as they kick from right to left. Şanlıoğlu has had so many touches of the ball in the centre of the Turkey midfield. His left back Kadioglu near side the left for Turkey. Kırçı in field. All this very tight on this near side the left, a couple of yards outside the Georgia penalty area. Yildiz back to Kırçı, very tight, still on the left hand side of the Georgia penalty area. Turkey work their way out of that position nicely. It's Bardakçı, normally centre back but playing right in the heart of the Turkey midfield for this attack. Ball towards the back post. Kenan Yildiz is the target. It took a nick off Kakabadze, and Turkey have another corner.
Yeah, it's a couple of times now that Kakabadze's had to do well at that back post and make sure he defends it well. And this time it's not Şanlıoğlu who's taken it, who hit an in-swinger.
Yeah, it was the right-footed Şanlıoğlu, but now it's the left-footed Goulet. Into the box it goes. It's another header won by Turkey. and this time by the towering centre-back Abdulkarim Bardaccia. So we've had 2 corners and 2 Turkey headers, and that was a lot closer, just a couple of yards wide of Mamardashvili's right-hand post.
Yeah, under a little bit more pressure this time, Bardaccia. Difficult header. He does get it just wide of the post. I think he's under enough pressure, though, to really put him off and not make sure that he gets a clean header. That's 2 warning signs now for Georgia from set pieces.
The dreadlocked Bardaccia, one of the more influential defenders that Turkey have. Here they go again on the left-hand side of the penalty area. Kürtçü's low ball in, dealt with, but there are Georgian bodies everywhere, and the right foot shot from the edge of the area by Kaan Ayhan smacks the inside of the post and somehow doesn't cross the line, and it's out of play, I think, for a goal kick to Georgia, but that is the closest we've come to a goal in this game. Ayhan's right foot shot hits the inside of the post.
Yeah, a little bit of unrest in the Georgian backline, and Turkey capitalise on it. Mamardashvili, he doesn't move, he's rooted to his spot. He just watches as it flashes off his right-hand post. It goes behind him and then goes out for a goal kick. Incredible moment of play. A let off for Georgia.
Struck it really cleanly, did Kaan Ayhan, who doesn't score too many goals. The 29-year-old Galatasaray midfielder, primarily in the team as a defensive midfielder, one of the most experienced in the squad, even at 29. But he hit that really well, and Georgia fortunate to still be level. But level it is, Turkey 0, Georgia 0, 10 minutes played on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Georgia trying to build an attack of their own on the edge of the Turkey penalty area. Here's Kvaratskhelia, nice control on the edge, just lost sight of it momentarily, and the shot deflected by Chakvetadze is tipped behind by Gunok. Mekvabashvili with the shot in the end, it took a nick off someone, possibly a Turkey head, it did, and Gunok scrambling to make a really smart save to his right hand side.
Yeah, just come off the back of Bardaccia, he turns his back, he doesn't know too much about it, comes off his backside in fact, and then smart save by Gunok, who pushes it round the post. Luckily for him, he doesn't smother it into the path of an on-rushing Georgian player.
Georgia now asking their own questions. Chakvetadze's corner to the back post. Gunok was scrambling, got something on it, but Turkey still have defending to do as Kakabadze swings it back in dangerously. Really good header by Şanaoğlu just in front of his own crossbar, and then the right foot shot is over the top from the edge of the penalty area. Georgia, well, they may have been on the back foot for the opening 11 minutes, but just there, Stephen, we've seen what they can do.
Yeah, we've just seen the warning signs, haven't we? Gunok made a really smart save to initially put it out for a corner, and then from the resulting corner, he doesn't really fill you with much confidence, tries to deal with a corner at the back post, makes a little bit of a mess of it. He's then caught out of position, float the ball to the back post, and fortunately, the Georgian player strikes it over the bar, but there's the sign from Georgia that the attacking threat is there.
This is what they will do, and this is what they did primarily in qualifying and the playoff, semi-final and final. They sit deep, they soak up the pressure and hope for Kvaratskhelia in the main to provide some magic, but they do have threats elsewhere as well. Ayhan, whose shot hit the post a couple of moments ago for Turkey. They're on the edge of the Georgia penalty area, right-hand side, just on the angle. Real Madrid's Arda Güler drops the shoulder, waltzes into the box, chips to the back post. Attacking it was Yildiz, who was just shouldered out of the way effectively enough by Kashia, and Georgia concede the throw in their right-back position. That was good defending there from Georgia. I think it was Kvekvili in the end. No, it was Kakabadze, just aware of where Yildiz was and made sure he got in the way.
That's 3 times he's dealt with that, and as a full-back or a wing-back, you have to make sure that job is done immaculately, because there will be the option for Turkey to cross that ball to the back post and cause you problems.
Yildiz and Ayhan combine, and that's out of play for another Turkey corner on this near side the left, or rather a throw near side the left, very close to the corner flag. Here come Turkey again with Yildiz, and his left foot shot is well saved by Mamardashvili. Needed a couple of attempts at it, first one to parry and the second one to claim. It's another shot on target, Stephen, in what has been a frenetic opening 14 minutes to this game. Well,
we wondered what it would be like. Turkey have dominated, but there's been signs from Georgia that they can cause problems themselves, but on a whole it's been mostly Turkey. But there's a fierce shot that came in from Yildiz there. He didn't even think twice about it, just unleashed a left-footed pile driver. Mamardashvili, he wasn't taking a chance, he just patted it down, made sure that it was safe in front of him, didn't try and hold on to it. Smart goalkeeping.
19 years old, Kenan Yildiz. He's had a remarkable rise through the ranks at Juventus. He's the club's youngest ever foreign scorer in Serie A. There is high hopes for him and Güler. They've got a youngster on the bench as well that is very highly thought of, 18-year-old Semih Kiliksoy, who could become Turkey's youngest player at a major tournament should he come on. It's why there's plenty of optimism that they can progress in this tournament, and if they can't progress, then the future maybe is bright for the years to come.
I think that's what you're always hoping, is that there's a new generation of talent coming through, and both teams seem to have that. Certainly Turkey do, with the options that they've got in this tournament.
The voice of former England international Stephen Warnock with us on BBC Radio 5 Live. You can take us with you on BBC Sounds, vital for any major tournament across the BBC, not just the Euros. We've got the T20 World Cup out in the States and the Caribbean. Wimbledon's not too far away. Royal Ascot coverage as well. Follow it all on BBC Sounds. Turkey threatening again. Far side the right, level with the edge of the Georgia penalty area. Touch infield from Güler, who is cropping up absolutely everywhere, the Real Madrid youngster. Ayhan all the way back to the left-hand side of the centre circle, and Bardaccia. Turkey moving it from right to left. Kadioglu and Yildiz get some touches in midfield, and it's Bardaccia again just on the left-hand side of the centre circle. Vincenzo Montella, the coach, he does like his teams to keep the ball, prioritise possession, and then really hit sides using the width that they possess. That's a little bit loose in the centre of the Turkey midfield, allowed Kvaratskhelia to get a touch, but he can't scamper on to his own touch, and Gunok can start things moving again for Turkey deep inside their own half. Kadioglu in the left-back position, the captain Çalhanoğlu with the fluorescent captain's armband that is glinting under the Dortmund floodlights. The rain may have ceased, but still looks a very dark and grim scene in Dortmund. The rain has been torrential. Many of the fan parks actually across northern Germany in particular have had to be shut today because of the severe weather warning. Turkey making progress towards the Georgia penalty area. Kakabadze clears, and it's straight back on halfway. And Stephen, this is very much the pattern that we expected. Turkey dominating possession, but Georgia, so far, bar that one shot from Ayhan that hit the post, have stood up to it well. It's
like a training exercise. It's like when you're going up against the team and you know you're going to dominate, you're saying, right, let's put all 11 men, 10 men behind the ball and make sure that we're hard and organised to break down. But at some point you've got to be able to keep the ball, you've got to be able to be brave and get on the ball, and now we're just starting to see that as Georgia opt to play out from the back and they drive up the field. With the dangerous Kvaratskhelia, and now Sitizashvili into the penalty area. That's a wonderful ball that flashed across the 6-yard box and was asking for a touch, and a touch did not come. I don't think George Mikotadze, who was the closest to it, was expecting such a quality ball in, but it was ideal from that left-hand side. Georgia, really for the first time in this match, getting their foot on the ball, and it's something they need to do more of. Lasha Dvali to Sitashvili on that far side, the left. You don't need me to tell you when Georgia have control of the ball, because the whistles that echo around the BVB, very, very apparent. That's a couple of times now that Georgia have A, got themselves into a good position, and B, delivered quality balls into the box. Oh, it's a superb ball, and it's just taking a gamble from the striker, isn't it? Making sure that you put yourself in a position to say, well, if it does arrive, I'm there, and then no one can moan. But better from Georgia. That's just starting to try and play a little bit more, and that's what you've got to be. You've got to be brave in possession. Dvali hooks the ball clear for Georgia, drops out of play for a Turkey throw, far side the right, midway inside the Georgia half. Turkey looking to pick their way through this Georgia defence once again. That one big chance created, Ayhan hitting the post, really the only sight of goal that they've had, bar a couple of speculative efforts from range and from a difficult angle. Kadioglu into the penalty area, that's handy, looking for Güler, who once again is cropping up in a threatening position. The flag up on that far side, offside, and Georgia will have this free kick inside their penalty area. 18, nearly 19 minutes played
goalless between Turkey and Georgia in this Group F opener.
Yeah, it's been a good start to the game, hasn't it? Really positive from Turkey. Georgia showing their strengths as well. Defensively, well organised, marshalling in front of the goalkeeper, making sure that they're hard to break down. Yes, they're going to give up opportunities every now and again, and you'll expect that. But I'm just wondering as well what the managers would have said to the players with the conditions is don't take chances at the back. Don't be trying to play out, because if the ball gets stuck or someone slips, don't make sure that the elements cause a problem for us.
Yeah, we have seen a couple of players lose their footing in the early stages of this match. It's not raining at the moment, but plenty of rain has fallen. Kakabadze swings a brilliant ball into the penalty area. It's picked up by Sitashvili, whose left-footed ball in is blocked almost at source and then picked up by the goalkeeper Gunok. Kakabadze with a wonderful cross, and had Sitashvili been slightly more aware, he probably had a free shot on goal.
Yeah, and he also had the ball into Kvaratskhelia, and if he had pulled it back, that option was on for him. Yeah, again, it's just that composure, isn't it? We see composure at the top end of the pitch from the best teams in world football. It's almost like Georgia get very excited when they get in them positions and think, right, we've got to snatch at something because we might not get them opportunities again.
Yeah, but Georgia have shown that they do carry threats, especially on the counter-attack. That is very much their modus operandi. Kadioglu for Turkey, moving forward with excitement once again at Turkey. They move it so quickly when they get just outside the penalty area. Lovely one-touch triangles created. Kadioglu and Kurtçu just outside the Georgia box, 25 yards out. This is a lovely move, and Şanlıurfa with the right foot shot. Off balance, away from goal, out of play. Georgia have this goal kick. Turkey 0, Georgia 0. 21 minutes played on BBC Radio 5 Live. Let's head down to Queens, shall we? Andy Murray is on court. Russell Fuller.
And he's won the first set of his 1,000th tour match by 6-3 against the Australian qualifier Alexei Popyrin. Meanwhile, Britain's Billy Harris has only his second ATP win at the age of 29 against Thomas Martin Etcheverry. But Dan Evans has had to retire after slipping and suffering what looks to be quite a nasty injury.
Thank you, Russell. Turkey 0, Georgia 0, Euro 2024 Group F opener. And Turkey have the ball on this near side, the left, as they attack from right to left inside the Georgia half, but can't do much with it. We've played 21 minutes as the big diagonal is hit. Kakabadze from right wing back to left wing back. Sitashvili, his control not quite as accurate as the ball to him, and in his eagerness to win back possession, he fouls Mert Mulder on that far side, and Turkey will have this free kick in the right back position.
I think when we're 23 minutes into a game and you look at the stats, 74% possession now for Turkey. That tells you everything. They're dominating this game possession wise. However, Georgia still in it. They'll know that was going to be the game plan before the game. They knew Turkey would dominate possession. Now it's just about taking opportunities when given them.
Ball into the Georgia penalty area. It's Diwali who heads this away. Kocherashvili is challenging in the centre of the Georgia midfield, but Turkey once again win it back. It's on halfway. Smooth pass from Akaydin to his centre-back colleague Bardacciu, with the flowing dreadlocks, heavily tattooed arms, moves forward with purpose. Little give and go with Kadioglu, and Kurtçu thought about shooting and does shoot from all of 30 yards, was blocked by Kvaratskhelia head. Turkey, though, still move forward in the centre of their midfield. Georgia, they have won it back, although not the most convincing of touches from Mekabashvili, but they do work their way out of danger in the end. Chakvatadze with a neat turn away, and the ball out to that far side, the left, and Sitashvili, where Georgia have looked threatening on the wide areas, in the wide areas, and Kvaratskhelia is certainly an exponent of any space and width, but he's not getting past Goulet. There's a battle to savour. Real Madrid's Arda Güler and Napoli's Kavica Kvaratskhelia, and it's the Real Madrid man that wins that particular skirmish, and Ferdi Kadioglu can bring this away for Turkey on the left-hand side. Foul just inside the Turkey half, and they will have this free kick. Well, they know. Referee, in fact, has waved both players to their feet, and Georgia can start again in their back line with Guram Kashia to Kvaratskhelia. Kashia, who is by far and away Georgia's most experienced player, winning his 114th cap. He's the captain, he's the leader, the only player to start all 10 qualifying games, the only outfield player to start all 10 qualifying games for Georgia. He is the main man at the back. And now Georgia enjoying some rare possession. Kverk-Vellier to Georges Makotadze. He can't control that. Out of play, or rather into possession of Turkey's goalkeeper Gunok. Just need a little more care, Stephen, when Georgia have the ball, and need to probably get Kvaratskhelia involved a touch more.
Yeah, but he's also got to do more when he gets the ball. He had an opportunity in a 1v1 situation, didn't really show anything, but Chakvetadze just getting a little bit frustrated. He wants them to play a little bit shorter. He received the ball in a tight area, moved it, received it, switched the play, took the pressure off Georgia completely, and that's what Georgia have been crying out for, but they're just, again, trying to play that direct ball a little bit too quick.
Turkey building patiently again. It's Yildiz on this near side, the left, just outside the Georgia penalty area, all the way back in to the midfield third, where Goulet picks it up. His heat map will be, well, pretty much the entire pitch. He's cropped up here, there and everywhere. Yildiz, angle of the penalty area. Nice ball by Kirchu. Kadiolu clips it into the penalty area. Yilmaz was waiting, and the volley is brilliantly struck. A wonderful hit from Mert Mulder. It screamed into the back of the net. Mamardashvili could only watch. And Turkey have the goal that their play deserves, and it is a fine strike from Mert Mulder. Turkey 1, Georgia 0.
Well, this goal sums up everything about Turkey. Great play down the left-hand side by Kariolu. He's the one who crosses it, and then you've got your opposite fullback arriving on the right-hand side of the pitch. And Mulder, he won't hit a better ball. It's a header by the Georgian centre-back, and it just crops up into him onto the edge of the box, and he takes it on the side volley, hits across the ball, strikes it away from Mamardashvili. He's getting nowhere near it. He will not hit a sweeter ball in his career. What a strike from the fullback.
It is wonderful technique, isn't it? He had a long time to look at it, but he sets himself so well and scores his second goal for his country on his 25th cap. And it is a screamer.
I'm going early, Chris. Goal of the tournament so far.
Well,
I mean, that is a sensational strike.
Nikolai Stanchu might want a word with you. Romania's goal scorer, the first goal scorer yesterday. That was a fine strike.
No, I'm not having. It was a lovely strike, but that's better. That technique, the way it came at him, a full-back hitting that type of ball, brilliant.
And they're on their bike again, Turkey, into the penalty area goes Goulet, right-hand side, Kirchu, and all the way across, and turned in by Yildiz. It's a devastating 2 minutes from Turkey, who have scored 2 goals in Dortmund. It's Kenan Yildiz, the Juventus youngster, one of the teenagers expected to have a real impact in this Turkey side. He taps in at the back post, and for all of Georgia's resilience, the European Championship debutants find themselves 2 goals down. Turkey 2, Georgia 0.
Yeah, a lovely play down the right-hand side by Goulet. Puts it into the middle, and it's a missed opportunity by Kirchu. He should do better, he should score himself, but he's helped out at the back post by the opposite winger, Yildiz, who comes in, pushes it into an empty net. But Georgia will be kicking themselves because they've conceded a goal, and the one thing you have to be when you concede a goal is you have to be tight for the next 5 or 10 minutes. They're not. They make the mistake, and I think this one will go to VAR though.
They are checking this for potential offside. Had Kirchu put it in first time, no problem, but because he got the touch, possibly Yildiz was beyond the last man, and in fact the goal is disallowed. Yildiz was just in front of the last man, so the offside is given. Georgia have a reprieve, and it remains Turkey 1, Georgia 0.
Well, that could just lift the Georgian players, couldn't it? It could just give them that little bit of belief that they need, a little bit of help. And what will it do for Turkey? Turkey will be looking at this now thinking we can cut through them at will, and they're on the ball again. Oh, generous.
Yeah, free kick has been given to Georgia just outside the penalty area. You can hear what the fans make of that decision. It was Shannon Orlu challenging with Kochorashvili, who, let's just say, probably made the most of it, but does win the free kick, and it's a good chance for Georgia to settle.
Well, that was what led to the disallowed goal, was Georgia overplaying. I know we said before you've got to get on the ball, but you've got to do it in the right areas. But the press from Turkey has been very, very impressive in the last 5 or 10 minutes. They're starting to press, get tight on the Georgian players, making it difficult for them. They pinched the last couple of balls, and that's caused the Georgians a lot of problems.
Georgia on the back foot, Kakabadze the right back to Chakvetadze in the Georgian midfield. Now the ball from Mekvabishvili, allowing Georgia to move forward on this near side. The right, Mikotadze, who's normally up front, was on the right wing there. Now Kvaratskhelia running at his man, shooting left-footed and forcing Gunok into a good save. Had to parry that behind for a corner. And Kvaratskhelia, that is where he's at his most threatening. Edge of the penalty area, running at his man, Mert Mulder, whose goal separates the two sides. Comfortable enough save from Gunok in the end.
Yeah, it was comfortable. He shouldn't be beaten at his near post, but this is an opportunity for Georgia to put quality into the box, to perhaps find themselves a goal against the run of play.
Watford's Georgi Chakvetadze is over this far side, the Georgian left, so a right-footed in-swinger in front of the Georgian fans who have travelled in their thousands. What a momentous occasion it is for them, watching their team at a major tournament for the very first time, and they'll be relieved that it's still Turkey 1, Georgia 0, as we tick over half an hour and not 2-0, because that was very tight. The Kenan Yildiz offside. And how refreshing, Stephen, that the semi-automated offside, whenever you see it, you think, how refreshing. We don't see the lines, we don't see the 10-minute delay. Very quick, very efficient, job done, we move on.
Yeah, absolutely. I know we've got a slight delay on it coming into the Premier League next season, but it will be a welcome addition. I know there's a few people wondering about when the ball's released and things like that, but for the speed of the game, I think it's everything that we need.
Georgia keeping some decent possession here, not in a particularly threatening area. It's closer to the halfway line than the Turkey penalty area, but this will be doing the Georgians some good. It's with Kashir, and the long ball forward by Kocherashvili in the direction of Kvaratskhelia and Sitashvili on that far side. Chakvetadze get his touch, and it's with the left wing back Sitashvili once again. Korochashvili, base of the centre circle. Kashir keeps the move going from left to right. Kakabadze now on this near side, the right. Kadiolu's in his way, so it's all the way back with Kocherashvili and Kashir to Kvaratskhelia with the Jack Grealish style socks, jinks his way past one and then two, centrally positioned, moving threateningly left to right. Can't find the offload forward that he craved there, but good possession this from Georgia, and now they are beginning to move it into a dangerous position. It's Kakabadze on the right-hand side of the Turkey penalty area. Back in field it goes. Korochashvili going the long way around his man. Right-hand side of the penalty area. A step over. A right-footed ball in, and it's turned in by George Mikotadze. And Georgia are level. It's an historic goal for the European Championship debutants. Their first goal in a major tournament, and it is an equaliser against Turkey. Mikotadze's finish. Turkey 1, Georgia 1.
Well, the best passage of play by Georgia by a country mile. They take the time, they look for an opening, they make sure that they pick the right pass, but the play from Kocherashvili down the right-hand side, he just throws in a little bit of a step over, beats his man, then fizzes it along the ground, and then Mikotadze with the finish into that bottom corner. It's a snapshot, and that's what beats the goalkeeper. He's not expecting it at his near post, and Gunok is beaten very easily near post. Perhaps should do better, but credit to the striker. What a finish.
And what a moment for Georgia, celebrated wildly by the thousands here in Dortmund, and also, I'm sure, by the thousands that have made the journey from Tbilisi to Germany. That is a big moment. And Georgia, who could easily have been 2-0 down had it not been for VAR, now find themselves level at 1-1. Turkey 1, Georgia 1. George Mikotadze, the Mets striker, with his 11th goal for his country. He tends to be Kvaratskelia's strike partner. Doesn't always get the headlines that his star man beside him gets, but he has scored a big old goal there. And Turkey, who were backing off Georgia for a good few minutes before that goal, have been punished, and now will have to start their attacking work again. A good challenge on the edge of the Georgia penalty area. Now Georgia have something to hold on to. Now the challenges are flying in. Here they come moving forward once again. Over halfway comes Kocherashvili. Well challenged by Şanaoğlu in the Turkey midfield. And Kvaratskhelia can slow the play down for Georgia, who now, Stephen, have something to hold on to.
Well, they do, but they also have belief now that they can hurt Turkey, and I think we've seen that on 2 or 3 occasions where they've had opportunities, they've fizzed balls across the box, and perhaps a better run might have resulted in something a little bit differently. But for me, it's all about being brave. It's about knowing that they can control the game, the pace of the game, if they really want to. And now we're starting to see that as Bardaccia fouls his opponent in the middle of the park just to slow the play down.
And gets a yellow card for his troubles, for clearly tugging the shirt of the goal scorer George Mikortadze, and that is the first yellow card of the game to Abdelim Bardaccia. And amazing what a goal can do, because now Georgia are the aggressors. They're playing with freedom and confidence, and they're moving forward dangerously again on this near side, the right. A ball chipped towards Kakabadze, and the volley is just wide. Mikortadze very nearly got his second of the game, and maybe should have got his second of the game. Turkey are rattled. Georgia moving it around so fluently. Kakabadze's header and Mikortadze's volley from no more than 10 yards is a couple of inches wide.
Well, we'd have been talking about that goal if that had been, I don't know, Brazil or France or someone. You'd be looking at that goal saying, what movement, what skill, the way that they played it. Kakabadze at the heart of everything that's good at the moment with Georgia. Lovely little scoop ball over to the on-rushing right back Kakabadze. That tells you everything. When your right back's getting forward in advanced positions, lovely little cushion header into his striker, and perhaps he just snatched at it ever so slightly. Was he under enough pressure? Big opportunity.
10 minutes to play until half-time. Turkey 1, Georgia 1. This is, and has been, a very entertaining game. I think we were all wondering what sort of Georgia performance we'd see, whether they'd be overawed maybe by the momentous occasion that they find themselves in, first major tournament, but they have defended well. They've looked good. They've ridden their luck at time, no question. Could easily have been 2-0 down, but they've taken their one excellent chance and very nearly took their second. It remains 1-1. 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Here come Georgia again. More good link-up play. Kakabadze and Kakabadze, and suddenly there are 5 forward in this attack. It's Kvaratskhelia into the penalty area, onto his right foot, was starved of space. The right foot shot from Kocherashvili was well blocked at source, and it's all the way back with Georgia's goalkeeper Georgi Mamardashvili. It is incredible how the momentum of this match has completely changed. It is all Georgia all of a sudden, and they look so good when they move the ball fluently on the edge of the Turkey penalty area. They're building slowly again. Kvaratskhelia, centre of the Turkey half, 6 yards away from the touchline, far side the left. He never does things seemingly with much pace. I suppose that's a sign of a good player. Here's Kakabadze, just misread the intentions of Mikortadze. Out of play, Turkey goal kick, and now it's their turn maybe, just to take a little bit of time over this goal kick.
What a superb game. What a superb game we're getting treated to here, because we thought that it was just going to be Turkey who'd dominate this game once they went ahead, but they've just dug in. They got a little bit lucky with the offside goal. Yildiz was a toe offside when we saw the replay again, so that just shows you how close it was. But Georgia now have got the confidence, they've got the belief now that they can get at this Turkey team. Turkey need to again just control possession, build themselves back into this game.
Stephen Warnock with us on BBC Radio 5 Live. BBC Sounds, the place you can hear all of the brilliant podcasts available to you, including Match of the Day Top 10, Gary Lineker, Micah Richards, Alan Shearer back with a special Match of the Day Top 10 podcast series. Of course, all about the Euros, ranking greatest games, controversial moments, and creating a Euro Scotland and England combined 11. Listen to that only on BBC Sounds, the place where you can hear every game of Euro 2024. And pretty much every game of Euro 2024 has been fascinating for one reason or another. Here come Turkey on the edge of the Georgia penalty area. Yildiz right foot shot. Free kick has been given to Turkey because there was an earlier infringement. Referee Tello from Argentina allowed the advantage. which Turkey didn't really capitalise on, but back we come for the foul on Kökçü, which is about 5 yards outside the penalty area, left-hand side.
Good play by Kökçü. He knew he couldn't really do much with the ball, so he just toe pokes it. Jvali dives in, commits a foul, and this is a dangerous position now because you know that the quality that Turkey have over the ball. Çalhanoğlu, he's the one who's looking at it with the youngster. Ardagula, they're stood over it, real quality. This will be an anxious time for Georgia.
The volume inside the BVB rises in Dortmund as the Turkey fans, of which there are many, sense that this could be an opportunity for their team to retake the lead. Here comes the free kick. It is Çalhanoğlu into the back post, headed partially away, left-footed drive from just inside the penalty area from Kaan Ayhan, was well blocked by a white-shirted Georgian, and they just need to see the remaining 5 minutes of this first half out and they'll be very satisfied with their first half's work. Still plenty of time in this first half for Turkey to change that. Ayhan with a smooth ball with the right foot to this near side, the left. The pink-booted Kökçü is being manhandled by Çakfatadze, who says, well, I'm not sure about that, referee, but it's a free kick to Turkey, near side the left, couple of yards in from the touchline.
I don't think we'd have seen that foul 15 minutes ago. I don't think that Georgia were getting close enough to them. Now they're sort of showing them the respect that they deserve, Turkey, and making sure that they don't allow them to pick the heads up. They're getting aggressive, and that's exactly what you want to see.
Crossing opportunity this for Turkey that Hakan Çalhanoğlu stands over. The Inter Milan midfielder, renowned for his set-piece delivery. And he's got a good chance with his right foot into the corridor of uncertainty, but that's headed away powerfully by Koroçashvili. Into the box it goes. Mamardashvili, the goalkeeper, came and then hesitated. He retreated. Good decision in the end. And then Ferdi Kadioglu, from pretty much the centre circle on the half volley, decided that he fancied a crack because Mamardashvili was off his line, and needless to say, it was probably closer to the corner flag than the goal. 1-1.
That's horrendous, wasn't it? Let's be honest. I mean, what is he thinking from that distance, thinking that he's going to score from there? Come on, that's a 1 in a million chance.
We've seen some good goals in this tournament so far. Had that flown in, that forget goal of the tournament, that might have been goal of the European Championship forever, because that would have been quite something. Turkey 1, Georgia 1. We have 4 and a bit minutes of the first half to play. Georgia moving forward again, fluidly with Kvaratskhelia, left-hand angle of the penalty area. He's got such great control, and he gets the ball back from Çakfatadze. He found a red wall in the way, just on the edge of the Turkey penalty area, and now the red shirts can move forward themselves with Ardagula, who's clearly shoved to the floor by Koçarashvili, and Turkey will have this free kick. And interesting to see the ambition of both sides as we enter the final 3 minutes of this first half. The pace certainly has gone out of the Turkey attack compared to the opening 25-30 minutes. Here is Yilmaz. He's had a very quiet game, the forward man for Turkey. They're very interchangeable, but Yilmaz has been very, very quiet, and Kvaratskhelia is leading the latest Georgia counter-attack. Far side the left, he's into the penalty area. Brilliant challenge, that's a great tackle. Samet Akaydin had to time that perfectly, and time it perfectly he did. Yeah,
Kvaratskhelia has to do better. I'm thinking to me, if I'm a fullback or a defender, I'm thinking, don't take me into the box. And he cuts across the box and he doesn't take him into the box. So even if he gets the tackle wrong, he only gives a foul away on the edge. The last thing you want to do is get taken into that penalty area. Has to do a little bit better there, the Georgian player.
Turkey 1, Georgia 1. Couple of minutes of the first half to play. Real Madrid's Güler moving from right to left in the centre of the Turkey midfield. Gets the ball back and plays it to Kadioglu. Near side the left, all at walking pace this for Turkey, and no great rush to get the ball forward. Bardakçı, and now Çalhanoğlu again brings Akaydin into the game and feeds it down the inside right channel for Yildiz to trick his way past the Georgian defender, who is Sitashvili, and Yilmaz manages that and wins his side a corner, far side the right. Taken quickly, Çalhanoğlu swings it in the direction of Bardakçı, well headed away. Turkey will pick this up in the centre of the Georgia half. It's back with Yilmaz again, nice feet, tricks his way past Kvaratskhelia and delivers a ball that's far too close to the Georgian goalkeeper Georgi Mamardashvili, and a promising attack from a promising position comes to nothing.
Yeah, comfortable handling for Mamardashvili, making sure that he just takes the ball, then drops to the ground, slows it down. The one thing he knows now is that if we can get in at 1-1 at half-time, that would be a very positive team talk at half-time for the Georgian manager.
Yeah, Willy Sagnol undoubtedly will be the happier of the two head coaches. Good start for Turkey with that Mert Mulder rocket right-footed volley into the roof of the net on 25 minutes, but 7 minutes later George Mikotadze equalising for Georgia, and in between that, disallowed goal for Turkey, put in well by Kenan Yildiz, but put in from an offside position. Georgia inside their own half. I think they probably feel that they just need to keep the ball and see out this first half and go in at 1-1. Kvaratskhelia on halfway, ball with the outside of his boot to Siashvili, and it's back into the centre of the Georgian midfield. The ball forward by Mekvabashvili, looking for Sitashvili, the left wing back, tidied up by Turkey, who can consider moving forward themselves on their far side, the right. That's a foul on Barış Alper Yilmaz, who clutches his left ankle in a little bit of pain. He'll be okay. Turkey will have this free kick as we enter 1 minute of added on time in what has been a really enjoyable first half of football.
It really has. I mean, a lot of people wondering what this game was going to bring, and what we've seen is that we've seen a very good forward play, some very good forward play from Turkey in the first 10 minutes or so, but after that we've seen a real dominant display by Georgia, who've come back into the game and showed what they have got in forward areas as well. It's been a fascinating encounter.
It has. This could well be the final moment of it in the first half. Çalhanoğlu with a deep-looking free kick. Once again, disappointing delivery from that far side. Mamardashvili collected comfortably and then immediately tried to find Kvaratskhelia. Maybe he would have been better off just holding on to that and wasting a few seconds. Barış Alper Yilmaz is down again, the Turkey forward, because he was clattered into by Georgi Kocherashvili unceremoniously. He felt the full force of that. I think he's just a little bit winded. Turkey players not too happy, but that's it for the first half. The referee not too impressed with that, and the whistle goes. And what an entertaining first half of football that was. Turkey won, Georgia won the opening game of Group F. Mert Mulder putting Turkey in front, deservedly so. They had more of the ball, they were creating good chances. What a fine strike it was as well from the right back, right-footed volley, roof of the net. But Georgia level, George Mikotadze scoring his country's first goal in a major tournament. Well fired by Kakabadze. Mikotadze rolled it in. In between that, a disallowed Turkey goal. Kenan Yildiz fractionally offside, and the end result of all of that, Stephen Warnock, is that we are very much looking forward to the second half.
Yeah, can't wait now, because it's going to be interesting to see what Turkey do, how they change the tactics, whether they are a little bit braver and release centre midfielders into higher positions to ask more questions of the back three of Georgia. But from Georgia's point of view, much of the same. I mean, yes, they'll get asked more questions in the second half, but if they can break, and they can break with intent, and they can be clinical in the final third, they'll cause Turkey a lot of problems.
Two teams, Kelly, that are not full of household names, but they've given us a very entertaining first half. Turkey won, Georgia won.
Chris Coles and Stephen Warnock bringing you commentary of that game, which is happening in Dortmund between Turkey and Georgia. Stephen, it's amazing how games can turn on moments. It feels like you can divide that first half into the moment before the disallowed second Turkey goal and after.
Yeah, I think I said it in commentary. I said, what will that do now for Georgia? Will that lift them a little bit and just give them a little bit of hope that they've got away with one? And I think that's exactly what we saw. They upped the tempo, they made sure that they controlled the ball a little bit better. Whether that was just a little bit of, we haven't performed at our highest level, we know we're a better team than that, and the response has been superb from Georgia. It really has, but a little bit disappointing from Turkey because they were in good control of the game at that point.
It was a fantastic turnaround for Georgia. They did manage to get their equaliser in that game. A brilliant opening goal from Mulder as well. By the way, if you go onto the BBC Sport website, you can watch back the highlights of the first half. It'll just jump you to the best bits. And remember that you can watch the game itself and listen to 5 Live commentary. And in the build-up to those games, you can also go on and get all the behind-the-scenes action, see where the buses are arriving, see what's happening inside the stadium in terms of the warm-ups and things, and listen to our build-up of that one. But it was a big build-up to this one. Nobody really knew quite what to expect. Looked like Turkey had taken control of it. And then, Joe Hart, the equaliser came from Georgia. I want to ask you about that from a goalkeeper's perspective, though, because Mikotadze got the goal. It was right down to the goalkeeper's, his left-hand side, right down in the corner.
Yeah, it was one of those moments where, you're looking for the square pass. You square up to the guy that's making the cross. He's turned. The shot was a snapshot, as Stephen said in commentary. He hit it quite cleanly. And then he's got a real big decision to make. Obviously, in such a short amount of time, he's got that decision. Does he kick a leg out? Does he stand tall? Or does he snap his left leg away and try and save it with his hands? He took the latter. In hindsight, I think he would have preferred stood there and make the save with his feet. But that's what goes through his mind in that moment. Turn, set, save. Well, attempt to save. The ball shot. It was a clean strike. Unfortunately, he's probably gone with the wrong decision. He can still save it, but timing-wise, I think he would. If he looks back, he'd much prefer use his feet in that situation.
Joe, thanks very much for now. Joe Hart with us till 7 o'clock here on 5 Live Sport, and then we start building up to Portugal against the Czech Republic, which is the final opening game in Group F, the final opening game of this tournament. We'll get to see one of the fancied sides, Portugal, in action and see what they can do when they get underway in Leipzig. But we're going to go back and get second half commentary with Chris Coles and Stephen Warnock very shortly. Plus, we'll round up all the rest of the day's sports headlines after the BBC News.
The voice of the UK.
And the home of the Euros and the general election 2024.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
And with the BBC News on 5 Live, I'm Dan Maudsley. The mother of the murdered black teenager, Stephen Lawrence, has strongly criticised the decision by the Crown Prosecution Service not to charge 4 retired detectives who ran the first investigation into her son's killing. Baroness Doreen Lawrence said she was bewildered, disappointed and angry. Today's ruling means no officers have been held criminally responsible for the failures in the case. Stephen's father, Neville Lawrence, said he also felt let down.
I'm not surprised, but from what I've been doing over the years, and I've done quite a lot of work with the CPS, I thought they would have seen that it's crucial for them to bring these people in front of the court for them to answer questions. I don't know if there's anything I can do to try and explain to them the reason why they should take these people before the court.
The Post Office has been accused of constantly sabotaging the work of independent investigators probing issues with the Horizon IT system. Speaking at the inquiry into the scandal that saw hundreds of sub-postmasters wrongfully convicted, forensic accountant Ian Henderson said the company unjustifiably withheld documents from his firm, Second Sight, which was brought in to investigate the accounting software in 2012.
I'd formed the view that post offices were getting advice from external lawyers about the financial consequences of what we were finding, the fact that they might be looking at very material amounts of compensation. I think that worried Post Office. They saw it as an existential threat to their business model. They were very concerned about the PR aspects of their business model.
Scottish Labour has launched its manifesto promising to deliver change for this generation and the next. The party says it'll prioritise economic stability and growing the economy. They're also pledging to cut NHS waiting times, help first-time buyers and raise educational standards. The head of NATO, Jens Stoltenberg, has said that President Putin's visit to North Korea signals a global security challenge. The Russian leader is expected in Pyongyang later today for what will be his first visit in a quarter of a century. Speaking at a news conference in Washington, Mr. Stoltenberg said the close ties between Moscow and North Korea were concerning.
Putin's visit to North Korea demonstrates and confirms the very close alignment between Russia and authoritarian states like North Korea, but also China and Iran. This also demonstrates that our security is not regional, it's global. What happens in Europe matters for Asia, and what happens in Asia matters for us.
Justin Timberlake has been arrested for alleged drink driving in the US state of New York. Police say he was detained in the early hours of this morning in the Hamptons. He's due to perform 2 shows in Chicago this week and 2 more at Madison Square Garden in New York next week. And there are just a few hours left to register to vote in time for the general election. The deadline is 11:59 tonight. Anyone eligible who's aged 16 or over in England and Northern Ireland or 14 or over in Wales or Scotland can register at gov.uk/register-2-vote. Only those who are registered and aged 18 or over on the 4th of July can vote on election day. Orna
Thanks, Dan.
is here with the travel. Got there in the end.
Yeah, the A1, so it's closed in Tyne and Wear. It's the western bypass between 73 and junction 72 at the Swalwell junction, so it's near Bladen. Emergency repairs are going on now. The A56, and that's closed on the northbound side between Haslingden and Rising Bridge roundabout. Another accident there. The M18, it's a breakdown. It's causing queues at junction 1 at Bramley, but heading towards the M1 on the southbound side. That's one lane closed. M62 in West Yorkshire, queues eastbound. Junction 24 at Ainley Top, an accident in one lane. The A50 in Derbyshire is closed eastbound at junction 6 at Scropton after an accident, and the M25 queues towards the Dartford tunnels. They start at junction 3. It's slow in patches from the M20, and there was a breakdown at junction 2 at the Darrenth interchange earlier. Warner Merchant, 5 Live Travel.
The team sheets are in, and it's quite a lineup they've gone with here. Kyle Walker and Micah Richards, Lineker, Savage, Chapman, Shearer, Cates, Bamford, Sutton, Crossman, Rooney and Mbappe. This is just getting silly now. From Match of the Day Top 10, you'll never beat Kyle Walker, and the Football Daily, 5 Live has the perfect lineup of podcasts to accompany the Euros.
It's an absolute cracker!
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Live Sports
with Kelly Cates.
Euro 2024 Deutschland.
And our Euro 2024 coverage continues very shortly. We'll have second half commentary of Turkey against Georgia. That is 1-1 at half time. And then it's an 8 o'clock kickoff in Leipzig with Portugal against the Czech Republic. Players continuing at Queen's. 5-time champion Andy Murray's in action. And Russell Fuller is watching. Russell.
And that is the sound, Kelly, of Alexei Popyrin, the Australian qualifier, who's ranked quite a bit higher than Andy Murray these days at 48 in the world, levelling this first round match at 1-1. Murray won the first set 6-3. Popyrin's won the second by 6-3. There's a crowded player box, including his wife Kim and his mother Judy. They know this might be the last opportunity to watch him at Queen's, and he's hoping to join 29-year-old Billy Harris in the second round. The British player from the Isle of Man actually won the deciding set 6-3 against the world number 32 Thomas Martin Etcheverry to record only his second ATP Tour win of his life. And this, Kelly, is a man who spent much of his career driving between European Challenger Tour events in a transit van.
Yep, great turnaround from him, but worries around Dan Evans, Russell.
Yes, he slipped at the back of the court in the first game of the third set against Brandon Nakashima, and after a brief consultation with the medics decided to retire. So we don't know any more than that at this stage, but he's not the first player to pull out having fallen. It's quite common in the early days of the grass court season. Francis Tiafoe suffered the same fate yesterday, so we're waiting for further news on Evans.
Russell, thank you very much for now. I look forward to hearing from you, and hopefully we will have some more news on Dan Evans a little bit later on. Day 1 of Royal Ascot and 3 big Group 1 winners. Audience won the Queen Anne Stakes. Diligent Harry took the King Charles III Stakes, and we heard Rose Allion win the St James's Palace Stakes. And the Premier League fixtures have been released for next season. The opening round of matches include newly promoted Ipswich at home to Liverpool. Manchester City play Chelsea. Full details on the BBC Sport website. So our second commentary match of the day comes from Leipzig, where Portugal take on the Czech Republic. Ian Dennis and Dion Dublin are our commentary team for that one. And Deno, it was absolutely chucking it down in Dortmund for Turkey against Georgia. It looks like it's cleared up there, but it looks like the storm is on its way to Leipzig, where there's been hailstones hitting the pitch. So what's it like now?
Well, I could hear the glee in your voice earlier on, and when you said that the rain is heading from Dortmund to Leipzig, and I just thought, we're in for a cruel summer here. But I've got to say, Kelly, it is absolutely gorgeous now. Would you agree, Dion?
Yeah, I'd love it. Absolutely fantastic. I was going to wear my cardigan, but I gave it a miss because it's warm enough now. The rain's gone. The weather looks okay. The stadium's filling up. It's going to be some game.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
So the weather's sorted itself out. You managed to shake it off, and you're ready to go ahead of this game.
I knew you were trouble. We are looking forward to the game, yeah. Particularly Portugal, because I think Cristiano Ronaldo, obviously record appearance maker in the Euros, record goal scorer. Pepe could actually beat him if Pepe plays today. He could be the oldest player ever to play in the Euros. I actually fancy Portugal. I've been speaking to Chris Waddle a lot in the build-up to this tournament, and Chris has been raving about them for a long time. So I think that the fact that if they win the group, they're in the other half of the draw from England and France. I think Portugal have got a well-balanced squad that can go a long way into this competition.
I think they'll dominate possession with most of the teams they play against. Kelly, they've got so much experience. They've got pace as well. Obviously, they've got Pepe and Ronaldo who will run the show, but with Fernandes and Silva and Cancelo and Diaz, they've got steel as well. So there's a lot of they tick a lot of boxes.
They've got steel and style.
I tell you what, I didn't know you were such a Swiftie, Deno. You're doing yourself proud.
He's gorgeous, isn't he? He's gorgeous.
We're talking his style. We'll be back with the guys, and we'll be getting lots more in the build-up to them, including details on how they spent so much time together in the opening few days that they're now dressing alike. So we'll get more on that a little bit later on with Ian Dennis and Dion Dublin ahead of that one. So that's our second commentary game. It's Portugal against the Czech Republic. Chance to see one of the favourites of the competition in action. Turkey and Georgia drawing 1-1. We'll be back there very shortly. Joe Hart is with us as well. Portugal's match against the Czech Republic, the 11th match at Euro 2024. By the end of today, that'll be our first round of group matches out of the way. But Joe, for you kind of alluded to that in the build-up to this game between Turkey and Georgia, which is that, as a kid, you signed up to Shrewsbury when you were, 16, having been on the books there. So you've not really had the chance to go and experience games as a fan, and certainly not experience tournaments as a fan, because you've been playing for your country.
No, I haven't, and literally the other night, getting to go pitch side and see some of the boys that I haven't seen in so long, we were on the pitch as well during the warm-up. And yeah, I went into a different mode. Obviously, I'm used to standing on that pitch, and it's not an issue. I'm there to play football, but stood there doing what I was doing with everything going on around me. It was electric. It was an absolute buzz. What a feeling. These tournaments are special, and it's nice to appreciate them for what they are, rather than seeing it as an opportunity to do my job to the best of my ability.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. And should England do well, you'll get to experience that kind of euphoria that everybody gets at home. You'll be able, you don't get it till you get home, but you'll be able to experience that should England do well in this competition. But they got themselves off to a winning start, and we'll look ahead to their second game against Denmark a little bit later on. Joe is with us through till 7 o'clock. Meanwhile, in Dortmund, the second half is about to get underway between Turkey and Georgia, and your commentary team for this one, Stephen Warnock and Chris Coles.
Thank you, Kelly. Georgia heading out of the tunnel at the BVB in Dortmund to a chorus of whistles. A cauldron of colour and noise. It has been loud, and the game has been a good one. Turkey 1, Georgia 1. Mert Mulder for Turkey. George Mikotadze equalising for Georgia, their first European Championship goal. And we are set for an intriguing second half in this Group F opener. Turkey have been out on the field for some moments. Georgia just about lined up. Our Argentina referee Facundo Tello, who had very little to do in that first half. He showed a yellow card to Abdul Karim Bardacha. He's let the game flow. It's been a really enjoyable watch, and we are hoping for more of the same here on BBC Radio 5 Live. Turkey will be getting this second half underway. Red shirts, red shorts, red socks, backed by thousands here in Dortmund, and I'm sure thousands outside as well. Georgia in their white shirts, white shorts, white socks, kicking from right to left. They too have been very well supported, and the second half is underway with Turkey in early possession. You sense that Vincenzo Montella, on his 50th birthday, the Turkey head coach, will just maybe want a little more urgency from his team, especially in the final third, where they found themselves with regularity in the first half but didn't really do a great deal with it. Here they come early on with Yilmaz, and the ball steered towards goal by Mert Mulder again, the right back that's finding himself in plenty of space. It was Yilmaz's ball across, Mulder's little touch, and Mamardashvili with the early save in the Georgia goal.
Yeah, in the first half, a lot of Yilmaz's best stuff come from down that right-hand side, and he's wandered out onto this side in the start of the second half, and Güler has gone a little bit more central, so we wondered what Turkey might do, and they were seeing a change in system, change in personnel of where they actually start in this game, so let's see what effect that has on this second half.
No changes from either side at the break, so it is as you were. I'll run you through the 2-11s when there is the first break in play, and it probably is now, with Georgia keeping quite safe possession in their back line. For Turkey, Gunok, the goalkeeper, perhaps could have done better with the Georgia equaliser. Nothing that the Georgia keeper Mamardashvili could do with Mert Mulder's rocket. He's at right back for Turkey, then Bardaccia, Akaydin and Kadioglu. In midfield, Ayhan and Çalhanoğlu, Güler, Yildiz, Kürtçü behind Yilmaz, who didn't have much influence in that first half. Mamardashvili, the goalkeeper for Georgia, Kaşir, Diwali and Kırkveliye, the back three, Kakabadze and Sitashvili, the right and left wing backs, and then Koçarashvili, Chakvatadze, Mekvabishvili behind Kvaratskhelia, and the goal scorer for Georgia, Mikortadze. Turkey coming forward, right hand side, this the near side as we watch, to Mert Mulder, plays it infield. Güler exchanges passes with Yilmaz, gets it back from the striker, and it's all the way back to the base of the centre circle. Turkey having a little go down the left hand side now. The long head Kadioglu, hair bouncing up and down as he travels towards the edge of the penalty area. Back it comes infield. Çalhanoğlu infield. This is what Turkey did so well in the first half, albeit didn't really create anything from these sort of positions. Güler, the Real Madrid star, just outside the penalty area. That's a clever ball in field, and the turn from Yilmaz. The turn was nice, the shot was blocked, and that's an eager challenge by Ayhan, too eager for the referee. Kvaratskhelia fouled. Georgia have a free kick.
Almost a carbon copy of the first half, isn't it? The start of the game and the way it's panned out so far. Turkey dominating possession early on, finding themselves in the penalty area. This time Yilmaz turns, tries to get a strike in and a goal, but well defended by the Georgian centre-backs. Now Georgia have to build themselves back into this game. They have to get hold of possession, have to make sure that they pass it to players under pressure. No player's not going to be under pressure in this game.
Kakabadze, that's a really clever ball to release Mikortadze on the far side, the right, and suddenly Georgia are level with the edge of the Turkey penalty area. Plenty of space for Sitashvili, left-hand side of the box, numbers to aim for. Sitashvili onto his right, back onto his left, and shoots in the end rather tamely at Gunok at the front post, and a really promising position is not capitalised on.
No, he's had a few opportunities in the first half, Sitashvili on the left-hand side, where he just has to pick his head up. The one thing he didn't do there was pick his head up. His head was always down, trying to move the ball into position to get a shot at goal. He didn't see anyone else in the centre of the box, and the pass was on into the centre for a simple shot at goal.
More encouraging signs, though, from Georgia that they will not be sitting back in this second half and allowing Turkey to build attacks. They'll be asking questions themselves. That's a foul by Mert Mulder that on first look seems a little harsh. I thought Mulder got the ball there. He came through Kvaratskhelia, Facundo Tello, with eyes that you wouldn't mess with, came hurtling over and glared at Mulder. How dare you have the audacity to question my decision, but it's a Georgia free kick.
Yeah, he gets the ball, but it's his other leg that kicks through Kvaratskhelia, and it's just a little bit late for me. I think it was the right decision. I think when we first saw it, I did think it's a bit harsh, but on second look, it was the right decision.
Vincenzo Montella in discussion with his coaching team. He looked fairly comfortable in the first half, not so much now in the suit and the trainers with the long hair, 50 years old today. He actually faced calls to resign just before the tournament. Turkey losing 6-1 to Austria, and a couple of journalists asked if that was a resigning matter, which seemed a little over the top given the good job he did in qualifying Turkey. He is still in post, but he's not looking the most comfortable, although he's watching his Turkey side build on that far side, the left, with Şanlıurfa infield to Kadioglu, left-hand side of the box, good move, good run. Georgia, a couple of ricochets, bounces around awkwardly in the penalty area. Kakabadze calms it down. Chakvetadze can run it away for Georgia and move it away from danger. They're doing much more than that because they're building a really promising counter-attack. Mikortadze with a fine ball, and it's Sitashvili on this near side, the left, charging towards the penalty area. Kvaratskhelia, the dangerous Kvaratskhelia, the Napoli star. A couple of touches to settle himself. He's away from his man. Left-footed ball in. Is Mikortadze. Brilliant block. A combination of the two centre-halves. Akaydin and Bardaccia had to get that right. Otherwise, Mikortadze was putting Georgia in front.
Well, there's the first moment that we've seen from Kvaratskhelia where he gets his defender and he faces him up, beats him, pulls the ball back into Mikortadze, and he spins, and as he goes to hit the shot, there's two Turkish defenders throwing themselves at the ball, and Bardaccia, he takes a blow to the ankle for his troubles of getting in the block, but that is better from Georgia, and that's the signs. But I have to say, Chris, Chakvetadze, he's the one, whenever he gets on the ball in midfield, Chakvetadze, he's the one who takes the ball under pressure. He then gets the switch of play, and Georgia find themselves a route out of trouble. Very smart player.
Now, they like him at Watford. They rate him very highly. He was in good form. He ended the championship season well in what was a mixed season for Watford. When are they not mixed for Watford, with managerial changes galore? But he is ticking in this Georgia midfield, and Turkey are not. That's a wasted pass from Bardaccia, played just behind his man, out of play for a Turkey throw. And we have another side to Vincenzo Montella, who comes charging out, offering encouragement to his young side. We shouldn't forget Turkey, their starting 11 in qualifiers at the second youngest average age out of all the teams that have made it to Euro 2024. So possibly with a lack of experience handling these big occasions, handling the opening game, just getting to some of these youngsters. They're on the ball now though, and there's still plenty of time to go, of course. We're only in the 53rd minute. Ball on the edge of the Georgia penalty area, central position. Clever ball played by Ayhan with the right foot to Kadioglu, left-hand side for Turkey, the far side as we watch. Ayhan in field, Goulet takes it nicely, then just couldn't find the final pass, which was towards Kirchu. Georgia deal with it carefully enough. Chakvetadze prevents the corner. Instead, it's a throw very close to the corner flag, and Chakvetadze's there again. The double kiss. The Georgia fans love that, and they have a throw in their right back position. He is epitomising everything that is good about this Georgia side.
Yeah, the way he closed down there, intensity, and then a big fist bump to the crowd as if to say, come on, get behind us, we need you as well. But he has been a standout performer for Georgia so far in this game.
Turkey, though, have it in a danger position. Goulet, fraction of space, and he played the wrong pass. Or at least he played the pass, but not with the accuracy needed. Kirchu was pretty much through on goal had he got that right, but maybe he should have shot himself. They haven't had too many openings like that, Turkey, and that was a chance.
That was a big opportunity because the centre-back from Georgia, Kashia, had stepped out. He'd left a huge gap, and a player of Goulet's quality has to do better.
Yilmaz, low ball in. Once again, Georgia deal with it. Kirk Vellier on this occasion. The back three for Georgia have been very, very impressive. Şanlıurfa, the captain's armband glinting to Kadioglu, left-hand side of the Georgia penalty area, crossing opportunity. It's refused. Instead, it's coming slowly square across the pitch. Şanlıurfa is almost right in the middle of the Georgia half. Little give and go is clever. Goulet again on the edge of the box. It's just breaking down at the moment that Turkey do not need it to break down. And Georgia with, well, we can almost see every single outfield player in one shot in the middle of the pitch. That is how tight they are defending. But Goulet has space now. He's into the box. He goes down under the challenge, but not the challenge in the penalty area. The challenge by Kvirkvelier just before it. So it's a free kick to Turkey, edge of the penalty area, and a yellow card has been shown to Solomon Kverkvelje, who made the challenge.
Yeah, I want to see that one again because he just rushes in. Yeah, he steps on the toe, doesn't he, of Ayhan, and Ayhan goes down. The referee gives that decision because as Goulet goes forward, he throws himself into a challenge, tries to buy a foul, and I didn't think it was a foul, but good refereeing. He's brought it back to the initial foul.
Looks like the rain has started to fall again in Dortmund. The pictures prior to the game were quite extraordinary, so much so that you wondered whether the game would actually go ahead. The drains overflowing outside, the water was cascading off the roof onto seats below at some force. It did stop raining about an hour before kickoff, but it's just started again. Pitch has actually held up reasonably well. Turkey have this set piece, and their set piece taker-in-chief, the captain Hakan Çalhanoğlu, stands over it. The self-proclaimed best midfielder in the world, according to Hakan Çalhanoğlu. I suppose having that confidence is no bad thing. Can he demonstrate why he regards himself so highly with this free kick that is a good 30 yards out, but it is well positioned for a right footer. The Georgian draft excluder is in position, and Çalhanoğlu is over this. Right-footed free kick that goes through the wall and is parried away by Mamardashvili. He hit that really well. The goalkeeper could not have seen that until late, and a big right hand almost to swat it away.
Well, it was a little bit unorthodox, but it had to be. He almost dropped to his knee and then pushed his arm above his head and swatted the ball away, like you said, Chris. It wasn't pretty, but it was effective.
He is very highly thought of, is Georgi Mamardashvili, the Valencia goalkeeper, linked with many a club, nearly joined Bayern Munich last summer. Here come Georgia with their goal scorer George Mikotadze, suddenly inside the Turkey penalty area. This way and that he went. In the end, defenders got back to him, and the ball out of play for a Georgia corner. He did that really well, or has the... No, I thought he might have been offside, but he timed his run well. And that's exactly what you want from your forward man. Relieve some of the pressure. Georgia have this corner.
Kokorashvili's done really well in centre midfield at times, where he's driven with the ball, and what I love about him is he looks behind him to see where the midfielder is who's chasing him, and he always just drives across his path, the line of where he's running, and almost invites a foul, but then knows that they can't touch him. Then he releases the ball. Smart play.
Georgia corner. Turkey 1, Georgia 1. BBC Radio 5 Live. Çakfırtadze went to the front post, not one of his better ones. Mikotadze tried to make the best of it with a little flick, but that was blocked quite comfortably at the front post. And Arda Güler runs into trouble, concedes a rather needless throw, and Georgia have the chance to maintain this little bit of pressure on the Turkey goal.
Chris, I'm fuming. I'd be absolutely furious if I was the centre half of Georgia going up. That's twice now that Çakfırtadze has hit the front post with corners. It's got to be better because they can change a game. That can be a winning goal for Georgia.
Well, they're still in a position of strength for Georgia, although they're now going backwards, keeping comfortable possession inside their own half. Kashir to his centre-back partner, one of his centre-back colleagues. Diwali swings a diagonal that is well controlled by Sitashvili, who's now on the edge of the Turkey penalty area, near side the left. Another low ball in. They've utilised that route with regularity. It's how their goal came about. Neat play from Güler on the edge, but he's nonchalant in possession, too nonchalant. He's given it away. Low ball in from Sitashvili. That's headed away by Aykan'den, and Turkey now can show their counter-attacking ability, moving it forward quickly on that far side, the left. Kadioglu is providing a good rampaging overlap. It goes to him now, just inside the penalty area. Drop back into the path of Kurtçu, who shot with his right foot, but blocked quite comfortably once again by a Georgian white shirt. Turkey will slow it right down on the edge of their own penalty, in the middle of their own midfield. It's almost at walking pace now, stationary, many of the Turkish players, waiting for a path through. The tattooed Bardakçu, and now Akaydin once again, with Çalhanoğlu in the centre of midfield. Right-footed ball to that far side, the Turkey left. They're just waiting for a little bit of movement in front, and the pass in the end a little bit forced by Bardakçu. He'll get another go though. Kadioglu picks it up just outside the Georgia box, 25 yards out, central position. Right-footed ball is square to Kurtçu, who controls, plays it in field to Güler. Is the shot coming? It is. The right foot from Mulder, who's already scored one screamer in this game, but that was comfortably blocked. And Turkey, Stephen, I think just need to show a little bit more initiative and ingenuity when they get in this position, as Goulet's done there. Brilliant spin to take him into the box. Georgia, though, they're throwing bodies everywhere. The right foot shot from Çalhanoğlu takes a nick on its way through. It's a corner to Turkey, and they're just building again.
Yeah, decision-making's poor, though, from Turkey. They take shots on when the shots aren't available, and they're trying shots from distance when it's just be a little bit more patient, a bit more thoughtful, like you say, a little bit more inventive.
Arda Güler with this corner. We've played an hour in Dortmund. BBC Radio 5 Live, BBC Sounds. Turkey 1, Georgia 1 in Group F. In comes the Güler cross. It's easy for Mamardashvili. He has not really been tested with crosses into his penalty area, and he's claimed every one very comfortably. Every one has not been hit with the accuracy that Turkey would want.
Yeah, really easy for him, food and drink for him there, where you're putting a ball up into the air. What is he, 6'3"? Comfortable, bread and butter for him, no problem. You just keep putting them in there. He'll keep on making sure he takes the pressure off his team.
Turkey 1, Georgia 1, 5 Live, BBC Sounds. On BBC Sounds right now, Sporting Giants, Kylian Mbappe. He's in a little bit of bother after last night, suffering a broken nose in France's victory over Austria. Doubtful for their second game, but he is the subject of a podcast on BBC Sounds, a 6-part series that delves into the French captain's rise to global stardom. He is undoubtedly one of, if not the biggest icon in the game at the moment. Just search Mbappe and you can subscribe on BBC Sounds. We are very much enjoying this live commentary from Dortmund on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Turkey 1, Georgia 1. Turkey on the back foot. Kvaratskhelia has got a chance here with his right foot, steered towards the back post. Mikotadze was a little bit too far away. Maybe Kvaratskhelia, did he just lose his footing in the rain? No, the pass was just a little too far in front of him. That's another decent chance.
It is, it's really good. And I said to you at half-time, didn't I? I'd like to see him a little bit further across to the left-hand side where we see him at Napoli. And he's just wandered across to that side with Tishashvili, and they're linking up extremely well. It's a fraction just too far in front of him as he pushed out his right foot and tried to guide it into that bottom right-hand corner. But again, the signs are there from Georgia. They're just being patient. They know opportunities will come for them.
Yeah, Turkey solid in possession, very patient in possession, but Georgia are the more eye-catching because they are attacking and counter-attacking with real speed whenever they get the opportunity. Rain just increases in intensity almost at the same time as Turkey's attacking intensity decreases because they're going backwards quite slowly. Ball inside the centre circle. Akaydin with the big diagonal. That's a really good pass to Yilmaz. It looked good from the moment he hit it, but it just evaded the striker. Couldn't have been by much. Had he controlled that, he was in.
Yeah, fullback's worst nightmare. That straight ball over your head and you're thinking, I hope it's got too much on it, and runs out. Really smart run from Yilmaz in behind, and just again, a little bit too heavy with the pass, but smart run.
You can tell the rain has increased in intensity because Vincenzo Montella, the Turkey coach, has a rain jacket on. Very smart white Turkish rain jacket. Goal kick, Georgia taken. Headed back into Georgia territory by Kaan Ayhan. Georgia move it forward on their far side, our far side, their right-hand side. Kakabadze can't do anything with that prodded ball forward. Kadiolu picks it up on halfway. Çalhanoğlu back in field, and now Akaydin can amble into Georgia territory, invites right back Mulder into the game, near side the right, support provided by Yilmaz once again on this near side the right. That's a really nice turn. He's away from two Georgian players, well cleared by Kverkvelier just inside his own penalty area for Georgia, who have defended very efficiently in this game. They have conceded, and very nearly conceded too, but they are not being cut apart, are they? They're standing up to what Turkey are throwing at them.
Yeah, but they haven't really got much of a threat up against them in this second half because they've moved Yilmaz out to the right-hand side. They don't have an out-and-out striker now. They're offering midfielders running from deeper.
Yildiz to Güler on the edge of the penalty area. That was promising until that particular avenue was once again closed off by a white shirt. Ball on the left of the Georgia penalty area. Nicked in towards Yilmaz, whose touch to Güler was intelligent. But so too was Kocherashvili's clearance. And Georgia, clearance is a disservice because they've worked it really nicely out of defence, but maybe one pass too many. Güler robs it in a dangerous position and scores quite sensationally. Turkey, left-footed from all of 30 yards, whistles into the top corner, and in a game of brilliant goals, we have seen another pearler. Turkey 2, Georgia 1.
My word, what a strike, what a hit from the youngster. We said before the game, keep your eye on him, because we know he's a talent. He hasn't really been in the game too much, but that is what he can do. He just nips inside on his left foot, and he just opens the goal up. And I was actually thinking to myself, don't hit it, because we've seen so many getting blocked. But he uses two defenders, he sends it round the post, and Mamardashvili, he's at full stretch, 6'3", probably 7 foot with the arm span as well, and he's well beaten as it crashes into the side netting. My word, that is outstanding.
It is a sensational strike from a sensational young talent. The Real Madrid 19-year-old. 4 goals in his last 3 league matches for Real in what was an injury-hit season. He was expected to have a big part to play in this Turkey side. Boy, has he arrived on the scene in this opening game. You said that Mert Mulder's goal was your pick of the tournament. Is that better?
Oh, that's better. I mean, they're both unbelievable. I was thinking, I wonder what Mulder's thinking there. Is he thinking, oh, you've just took my goal away? But he won't care. As long as they get the 3 points, that will be all that matters. But my word, what a strike that was.
And the noise in Dortmund is deafening. The Turkey fans enjoyed that. 2 absolutely brilliant goals we've seen from Turkey. Mulder's right foot volley, Gula's left footed arrow, and Turkey are in front on 67 minutes. Turkey 2, Georgia 1, and Turkey moving forward again with menace. It's Kadioglu left hand side of the penalty area as Turkey go from left to right in their red shirts. Çalhanoğlu, the captain, picks out a decent looking ball for Yilmaz, headed away by Kvalia, and that's a that's a foul by Kvaratskhelia, who was caught a little bit late, and it's a free kick to Georgia deep inside their own half, almost their left back position, as we watch a replay of Goulet's goal, and he couldn't have set it any better.
It's magnificent, just the technique. It's got power, it's got curl, it's got accuracy, it's just got everything that's perfect about it. It was just rising perfectly into that top corner, and as I say, Mamardashvili, he was at full stretch and he's still nowhere near the ball. Such is the pace and the accuracy of the shot.
And if you're Georgia, you're thinking we've been beaten by 2 absolute worldies. Here come Turkey again, chance for Kadioglu, square it goes to Kirkçu, who lost his footing at the crucial moment. Georgia were cut apart there, and Turkey have squandered a brilliant opportunity to make it 3-1. Great work on the left-hand side, Kadioglu's low ball, and Kirkçu couldn't turn it home.
He's been outstanding, Kadioglu, on that left-hand side, and I just wondered whether he made the wrong decision in actually squaring it. I thought, why is he not hitting it himself? The goal's opened up for him, almost like an Henry style, open your right foot up, bend it into that far corner. He decides to square it, but the ball's just a fraction behind the on-rushing Turkish player.
Georgia looking for a response, and if anyone's going to get it, it could be this man, the blue-booted Kvaratskhelia. His hair sticking to his forehead because of the rain, which is still falling in Dortmund. Georgia now, the onus on them to try and find an equaliser. Chakvetadze, far side the right, central position, running fairly sedately towards the Turkey penalty area. Kakabadze now, the run was offered just in front of him by Mekvabashvili, but he's ignored. Instead, it's with Chakvetadze again, lovely give and go, and the right foot shot is off the crossbar from Kocherashvili, and that was so nearly a sensational leveller. Kocherashvili worked the opportunity, found the space inside the penalty area, and his side foot shot hits the crossbar.
Oh my word, he'd done everything right, hadn't he? Little give and go, then he fakes the shot and he just chips it into his own path, and he sends the defender Akaydın the wrong way, and then you're thinking just pass it into the goal, and he hits it too hard and clips the top of the crossbar. What a big opportunity, because you wondered how Georgia were going to come back into this game, and that was a massive opportunity for them. They should be level.
He did so well to create that out of almost nothing. Kocherashvili, who's yet to score for Georgia. This is 9th cap. That would have been some way to score your first goal. Georgia are trailing. 20 minutes to play on BBC Radio 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Turkey 2, Georgia 1, the opening game of Group F. We will have seen every team come this evening. The final game of the first round of matches tonight. 8 o'clock kickoff between Portugal and Czech Republic in Leipzig with Ian Dennis and Dion Dublin. That's where the rain is heading, so hopefully it doesn't cause too much alarm.
Their hair won't get wet.
You can say that, not me. Ball is out of play on this near side, the right for Turkey. Georgia will have this throw in the left back position. And what will Georgia's response be? We played 70 minutes, 71 minutes nearly, yet to see a substitution. You think that would change as we enter the last 20 minutes?
You say that, but I'm looking at Georgia thinking they've still created an opportunity. They're well within the game. As you said, Chris, it's took 2 wonder goals to put them in front here. So I think they'll be reluctant to make too many changes too early.
Kvaratskhelia now seeing if the right-hand side will offer him any joy. The answer's no, because he is easily challenged by Bardaccia. It wasn't a particularly strenuous task that from Bardaccia to dispossess Kvaratskhelia. Needed to be a little bit more inventive. Mamardashvili is nearly caught off his line, but that would have been sensational from Kirkchu. That would have been better than the 2 goals we've seen, just to give you an idea of how sensational that long-range effort would have been.
Yeah, but Kvaratskhelia has got to do more, hasn't he? He's been the one disappointing player so far in this game, but I'm reluctant to say you want to take him off or anything like that, because we know he's a game changer. We know he's got that moments of brilliance, but he's the one player that hasn't perhaps looked at his sharpest.
Had a brilliant first season, didn't he, with Napoli winning the league, with Luciano Spalletti, where he scored so many goals. He was outstanding. Maradona, very affectionately known in Naples, which is some praise. Last season, not quite as good. Napoli struggled themselves with their title defence, but he's still got plenty of goals. Still managed 11 goals and 6 assists. But he hasn't had the impact that he wanted on this game so far.
Yeah, I watched him a couple of times against Liverpool and saw him live, and I mean, the way he moves is quite brilliant, and you watch him and you think, can he play at a higher level? Absolutely he can. He should be playing Champions League football week in, week out. I know there'll be a lot of teams in for him in the summer, but this is his audition again. Can you do it at the highest level? However, if you're not getting the service, if everything's reliant on you, the pressure that's on you, that's very difficult.
And we are going to see some Georgian changes. Zeriko Davitashvili is being prepared. The Bordeaux wide man, only 5'4", he's pretty small, but he's a lethal finisher. He's going to be the first man on. The 23-year-old winning his 36th cap, Georgi Chakvetadze, is potentially a rather surprise change. Haven't seen him as much, I suppose, in the last 5 or 10 minutes, but the Watford man is being replaced, and of course it is a slightly more attacking player for a defensively minded player, and Luka Lokoshvili is also coming on as centre-back by trade, so maybe we're seeing a slight change in Georgian formation. Sitashvili is the man to be replaced, so Sitashvili the left wing back and Chakvetadze both off, replaced by Lokoshvili and Davitashvili. Still no changes for Turkey, who lead this game on BBC Radio 5 Live and BBC Sounds by 2 goals to 1, and we have just over 15 minutes to play in a sodden Dortmund. Looks very, very wet. Ball towards the edge of the Turkey penalty area is dealt with fairly comfortably. Kadioglu, the left back, infield to Şanlıurfa, gave that a little look before he played it infield to Ayhan. That could have been dangerous. In fact, it is dangerous because Kadioglu was a bit sloppy in possession. Mekvabishvili crunches into a challenge that the referee says is fair, and Georgia will have this throw that's almost level with the edge of the Turkey penalty area.
I thought it was a great challenge. Make sure that you win the ball, be strong as well. Nothing wrong with that for me.
Georgia take it quickly. There is the onus on them now to move the ball quickly to try and find an equaliser. Kvaratskhelia, touch was a little loose, but still managed to pick out a decent cross with his left foot. Only as far as Kocherashvili the clearance, and the white shirts of Georgia can continue to build on this near side the left. Kvaratskhelia, good from him. He's away from one but not the second, and then on the floor was I think Arda Güler who's down there. No, it's not. Is it Kirkchu who's holding his right hamstring? I think he's suffering a little bit of cramp. No, it's the goal scorer of Turkey's first, Mert Mulder, who did obstruct his man by lying on the floor, but the referee saw nothing wrong with the challenge, and it will be, I think, a throw to Turkey in their right-back position. They lead 2-1, and we have just under 15 minutes to play. Mert Mulder receiving some treatment now, and Turkey will be quite happy to kill as much time as they possibly can. Willy Sagnol, no rain jacket for him, watches on. Vincenzo Montella has a little word with Arda Güler. And the Turkey fans watch on. The noise level is still high. If they can win this game, it sets them up so well. You're almost there with a win. Such is the way of the format these days, with 4 of the best third place teams going through. A win is almost the job done. There are trickier games to come, of course, for Turkey. Portugal and Czech Republic, the other 2 games in this group. Turkey play Portugal next. They're back in Dortmund for that Saturday, and then on Wednesday it's Czech Republic in Hamburg, and for Georgia their next game is the Czech Republic on the Saturday before playing Portugal in Gelsenkirchen. And for Turkey, Stephen, because their recent European Championship record is so poor, they didn't win a game at Euro 2020. They scored just 1 goal, statistically the worst team of the competition. And it feels like every competition that Turkey qualify for, everyone says, watch out for Turkey, because they could be the team. It feels like every tournament.
Yeah, because they've got such quality players, and you know that they've got individuals who are capable of winning games, but it's a team collective. There's a lot of pressure. We know that. As you said before, Chris, they are a young team now as well, and I think we've seen a lot of that in the game today with decision making. But yeah, they're always a team that are looked at as an underdog, aren't they?
They are. The only nation, incidentally, to name 3 teenagers in the squad, and 2 of them are playing today. Arda Güler, who scored sensationally, and Kenan Yildiz. The 18-year-old on the bench is the striker Siliksoy, who is only 18, Semir Kiliksoy, and if he were to come on, it would be the first time in European Championship history that 3 teenagers have been involved in 1 game. However, with Turkey 2-1 up, it's unlikely that we will see him, but they are a very exciting young squad at Turkey, and at the moment they're putting pressure on Georgia, who are trying to play their way out from the back very patiently, very slowly. It's with the goalkeeper Mamardashvili, who has seen 2 absolute rockets fly past him this afternoon, this evening. As afternoon turns to evening, Dortmund still very, very wet. Here come Georgia. Kvaratskhelia offering. Ball drops out of play, and it will be a throw to Georgia on that far side. The right referee pauses the game because we're going to see another change, and in fact it is Turkey's changes. For the first time in this match, we're going to see Yusuf Yazıcı, the Lille winger, and Arda Güler is being replaced. And a word, Stephen, on him. He, by, I'd say, his standards, was in and out of the game, but it's safe to say he's got his print all over it, courtesy of that screamer.
Yeah, I think early on in the game we saw him roaming around the pitch, and we saw the nice touches that he possesses, but that moment of magic that we saw with the goal, the drop of the shoulder, the strike, was quite simply brilliant, and that's just a glimpse of what he can do.
So Güler comes off the pitch, claps the fans, gets a kiss on the forehead from Vincenzo Montella, and it is Yusuf Yazıcı to come on in his place. And the other change sees Mehmet Demiral, the centre-back, come on for Kaan Ayhan. So Turkey perhaps shoring things up at the back. I wonder if they may well go to a back 3. Kaan Ayhan, who was playing just in front of the back 4. Mehmet Demiral is very much a centre-back by trade. So a couple of attacking changes for Georgia, and a couple of, well, at least 1 defensive change for Turkey, which, Stephen, 10 minutes to play is not a surprise.
No, not really. I think you can see that Georgia have made changes. They've put more attacking players on. They obviously just put Davitashvili on, making it almost a forward 3, and now Turkey have responded to that by going to a back 3 and using the wing backs themselves and just matching up Georgia,
who have 10 minutes to try and find another equaliser in this match. And from what we've seen so far, that is well in their wheelhouse. Can they manage it? Turkey are in defensive mode. They are not going forward with the pace that they once were, and maybe that could play into Georgia's hands because they're a little bit loose in possession there at Turkey, and it's out of play for a throw. Rain continues to pour. Willy Sagnol's nice suit is getting soaked. He won't mind too much. Still plenty of time for Georgia to get themselves back in this game. The whistles from the Turkey fans, they will play their part in trying to urge their team to victory, or try to whistle Georgia into submission, maybe. Coming forward is Lasha Davali, one of the centre-halves for Georgia, but finding himself inside the Turkey half. Mekvabishvili keeps the move flowing from left to right. Then the big diagonal is not looking good. That's gone straight out of play, and it's out of play for a Turkey throw. There is an apology, and with the ball out of play, it gives us a chance to head down to Queens, where Andy Murray's match, Russell Fuller, is over.
And his 1,000th tour level match has ended in a victory against Alexei Popyrin of Australia. Andy Murray has taken the deciding set by 6-3. He's a 5-time champion at Queens, but that's only his second win since his last title, all the way back in 2016.
Thank you very much, Russell. Just as Andy Murray begins his post-match interview to the crowd, great to see him winning. It's just great to see him playing, and great to hear about a victory down at Queens, which could well be his last year as a pro. But what service he has given the 3-time Grand Slam champion. BBC Radio 5 Live. Turkey-Georgia is still evenly poised. Turkey just in front, leading by 2-1, but Georgia are not out of this yet by any stretch. George Mikotadze, good footwork from him. Left-hand side of the penalty area, cuts in onto his right foot, delivers a ball in, and Kvaratskhelia went for the absolutely acrobatic phenomenon, and he didn't get anything on it. Quite a bit surprised referee didn't give that as a high foot, because he was a long way off the floor, so much so that he landed very awkwardly. It was a great effort. To be fair, he wasn't anywhere near Ball or Bardaccia, but he's in a bit of pain here.
Yeah, I think he's just took a little bit of a flailing arm from Bardaccia, hasn't he? Good defending by Bardaccia. He wasn't worried about taking a kick in the head. He was just thinking of one thing, making sure that he doesn't get any contact on the ball, making sure that his team don't concede again.
Georgia will be hoping that Kvaratskhelia injury is not too bad. It looks like he's just a little bit winded. In fact, he got a big old shove, didn't he, originally from Bardaccia, then fell awkwardly. So I think he's just a little bit winded. He's getting some treatment now. The referee looking over, and a couple of Georgian players have a little look to see how he is. We have a shot of Willy Sagnol, and behind him, a really interesting story, because behind Willy Sagnol, his assistant, David Webb, the Englishman, former York City manager. It's not the combination you'd expect to see, but the two ran into each other 10 years ago. They stayed close, and when David Webb was sacked at York City, Willy Sagnol said, "Do you fancy coming into the Georgia fold?" He said, "OK, why not?" And what a journey it's been for him.
Great, isn't it? Where people meet and how they continue those relationships, and where it can take people in jobs. Absolutely superb. And I was looking as well on the bench before that, my former teammates there, Zorab Kishnishvili. I can say that one
He's
very
the one Georgian
easily.
you can say,
yeah, because I used to practice that all the time when I was with him at Blackburn, but great to see him involved as well.
Yeah, it is some story for Georgia, no question, and if this game does end in disappointment, there will still be great pride in Tbilisi that they are here and they've played their first match of a major tournament and they've got their first goal of a major tournament. Georgia are making another change. Ziv Zavadze is coming on, Budu Ziv Zavadze, who played both playoff games against Luxembourg and Greece, despite starting just one of 8 games in qualifying. Plays his football in Germany for Karlsruhe, comes on for his 27th cap, taking the place of Kverk Velier, so that's a centre-back for a striker. Unsurprisingly, that is Georgia's plan for the final 5 minutes. Zeki Çelik is coming on for Turkey, the right back on for Mert Mulder. That's a like for like, because we see another shot of Mert Mulder's cracker into the corner. If you told us then that we were going to see a better goal than that, I think we'd have a hard time believing you, but we did see a better goal than that. Kenan Yildiz is also off the field, the Juventus youngster, and Kerem Artuolu is on in his place. Kerim Artuoglu, the Galatasaray forward. So that is also like for like, and Zeki Çelik gets his place in the Turkey back line. Turkey 2, Georgia 1, 5 minutes to play in Dortmund. Group F's opener going the way of Turkey, with Portugal, Czech Republic to come. Full commentary here on BBC Radio 5 Live, BBC Sounds, where you can check out Sporting Giants, Kylian Mbappe, a 6-part series that delves into the captain's rise to global stardom, the French skipper. He was expected and is expected to play a big part in this tournament for France, but whether we see him for France's next game remains to be seen. But Mbappe available now on BBC Sounds, or watch the full series on iPlayer. Georgia, ball inside the centre circle, just inside their own half, swept out to that far side, the right. Now the first touches of the game, the first meaningful touches of the game from Davitashvili, one of the new players for Georgia, hoping to make an impact. Mekabashvili has it on the right-hand side of the box. Good feet from Ferdi Kadioglu to get his team out of trouble and now lead a counter-attack. Just how ambitious Turkey will be remains to be seen. First touch of the game for Kerem Aktürkoğlu, and Turkey move it from left to right. Zeki Çelik, the recipient of a clever ball, right-hand side of the penalty area. You'd think this would finish it for Turkey. Great header, great save, lovely move. It was Yazica with a fine header, but Mamardashvili equal to it to clear for Georgia. It's a Turkey corner.
Well, the two substitutes linking up, and he'll be wondering, Yazica, how he's not scored, but that is where Mamardashvili is at his best, using all of his frame, making sure he pushes it around the corner, around the post to safety, and that's a really, really good save from the goalkeeper, because it was point blank, and the power of the header, he had to deal with it, and he done it very, very well.
Could prove to be a very big save if Georgia can find a late equaliser, but they have defending to do. The noise level rises again as Turkey sense they can kill the game here and now. The ball floated in towards the back post. Really good header away by Lashed Davali, just underneath his own crossbar. Kakabadze can move it forward for Georgia. They had so many players defending that options for Kvaratskhelia is limited, and that wasn't a great effort to keep hold of the ball. It's won back by Turkey. Yilmaz into the box. The double kiss means it'll drop out of play for a Georgia goal kick, and Kvaratskelia's hold-up play there needed to be better.
He looks tired, doesn't he? He really looks like he's struggling to have any injection of pace or any sort of turn of pace and power in his play, and that's a real concern for Georgia.
The whistles of derision from the Turkey fans towards Georgia, who are in possession now. We talk about how seismic this occasion has been for Georgia, but for Turkey as well, who have not made it out of the group stage in their last 2 European Championship finals. This would be a big win for them, a really big win. Georgia have won a free kick for a little shirt pull, a clear foul on Koçarashvili, and it's the captain for Turkey, Hakan Çalhanoğlu, who has been booked for that. We'll be seeing much more of that, I suspect, as we tick into the final few moments of the game.
Yeah, quite possibly, making sure that you give tactical fouls away. But this is a moment now, Chris, where they've got to be better with the delivery. They've had opportunities to deliver quality into the box. They haven't done that. They've hit the front post. Now they've got to take the time. They've got to make sure that they concentrate on this.
Another Georgia change. Anzor Mekbabishvili's game is over, and on in his place is Sandro Altanashvili, centre midfielder. Kvaratskhelia swings the free kick towards the back post. Well dealt with by Turkey. Out of play for a Georgian throw. Altanashvili, who plays his football in Austria for Wolfsberger, yet to score for his country. Georgia, a far-flung assembled squad, it is safe to say. They have players from all over the place, from 24 different clubs across 18 countries. And they are still very much in this game, although Davitashvili will do well to keep that in play. He's won his side a throw, much to the disgust of Kadioglu and the Turkey fans inside this stadium. The confidence and the cheers and the noise from the Turkey fans may be giving way to a few nerves now, because Georgia are moving forward on that far side, the right, although good challenge on the edge of the Turkey box. Turkey have the ball back. Çalhanoğlu plays an intelligent pass and played it really well to this near side, the right, to Çelik, the new right back. The little turn from Yilmaz doesn't really work out, and Georgia's Mamardashvili, the goalkeeper, all in blue, will clear with his left foot. Celik's header is poor, picked up in the centre of midfield by the new man, the yellow-booted Altanashvili. Gets it back and keeps it moving to Kvaratskhelia, who's approaching the edge of the penalty area, not with any great pace. He's waiting for some movement in front of him. It's out to Altanashvili again on this near side, the left. He crosses, that looks good, headed away on the edge of the penalty area, further clear by Aktuoglu. That's out of play for a throw to Georgia.
Yeah, good pressure by Georgia, just trying to maintain this pressure on Turkey, seeing whether Turkey will crumble under that pressure, but credit to the three centre-backs who are now in place. They've defended extremely well with them crosses coming into the box.
We are into 6 minutes of additional time at the end of this game. We have almost played a minute. Turkey lead 2-1, and they're making another change. With the captain's game over, Hakan Çalhanoğlu is being replaced by a very dependable figure in Salih Özcan, the Borussia Dortmund midfielder, playing at his home stadium. Good ball winner, disrupts attacks. He plays behind Emre Can in terms of the pecking order for Dortmund, tends to replace Can midway through games, but he's on for Turkey, Salih Özcan, in the final few moments of this game, and he's briefed to see it through for what would be a big result for Turkey. But Georgia are not done yet. That's a clever ball into the penalty area. It's Koçarashvili who has it, flicked towards the back post, headed away by Akaydin, headed further clear but not very successfully. Georgia still have it on the edge of the penalty area. It's all a little bit loose, it's all a little bit frenetic, but Turkey win it and bring it away with Kürtçü running at Kashia, who plays it back sensibly, passes the responsibility to Mamardashvili. His clearance out of play. Turkey throw on halfway, and we have 4 minutes of stoppage time to play.
Yeah, Koçarashvili had a really good opportunity to dink the ball into the back post, and it's a little bit of a tired nothing cross and pitted out the attack from the Georgian players, but they give it a go. They really have. In the last 10 minutes or so, they've thrown everything at this game. Their fans will be so proud of this performance.
Yeah, they really will. They really will. It will give them hope that they can do something in the remaining 2 matches, although they are very tough, Portugal and Czech Republic. They are not done yet, but they're running out of time. 3.5 minutes to play on 5 Live. Portugal, Czech Republic to come at 8. Turkey leading this game by 2-1, but unsurprisingly have everyone behind the ball as Georgia patiently move it forward. Kvaratskhelia on the left-hand side of the penalty area, drops the shoulder, low ball in with his left foot, here's the chance, volleyed wide. Mikortadze got in the way of Koçarashvili, and a glorious chance is squandered. Kvaratskelia's cross, well, it was one or the other, and in the end they got in each other's way.
Yeah, they really did, and it's Davitashvili who just runs across his strike partner. Mikortadze, he swipes across it because he's worried about kicking his teammate, and they get it completely wrong, and it's 6 yards out, 5 yards out even, and it's a simple shot into the goal. No one's marking either of them. You've just got to make contact. They get in each other's way. That's a painful moment for Georgia.
Oh, it really is. It really is. Fine margins at the highest level, and a big chance is wasted. The Turkey fans believing that their team are going to win this. There are a row of about 7 or 8 drummers just behind the goal to our left-hand side, the goal that Turkey are defending, and they are doing their best, banging their drums. You can hear them again as Turkey fans start their whistles. The ball into the Turkey penalty area. Did that take a nick off a white shirt or a red shirt? A white shirt. You can hear the noise. You know which way it's gone. And another precious 30 seconds can be wasted. We have 2 minutes to play. Turkey 2, Georgia 1.
Well, they're just clinging on, aren't they, Turkey? Desperate now for that final whistle to go, hoping to go long, hoping to either kick it out to play and waste more valuable time.
Mehmet Günok, the experienced Turkey goalkeeper, taking as much time as he dares over this. 90 seconds to play. Is there one final moment for Georgia to rescue something on their European Championship debut? They need the ball in the Turkey half, and that's not where it is at the moment. On the halfway line, left-hand side of the centre circle is Altanashvili to Koçarashvili. And now on the left-hand side, Kvaratskhelia is the target. He is the target, unsurprisingly, with many of the balls forward for Georgia. They're trying to get their talisman involved. They're trying to get their star player in a position to cause damage. That's a rather reckless challenge from Ercan, and he's given Georgia a free kick that is a long way out, but it's a great opportunity to send the big players forward.
Kocharashvili again, everything that's been good from Georgia has come through the number 6, the central midfielder. He's the one who's created things, and Georgia has sent the goalie up.
The goalkeeper's up. Mamordashvili is forward for Georgia as Kvaratskhelia swings the free kick in. It goes all the way through. Brilliant save on the line. The volley headed over the top. What a huge moment that is for Turkey. And Samet Akaydin celebrates with the fans behind the goal because he knows how big that moment could be. Kvaratskelia's free kick, in fact, goes all the way through with the goalkeeper beaten. It hits the post, and the follow-up volley is behind by Akaydin. The volley was from Davitashvili.
Wow, what a moment. I mean, hearts and mouths for Turkey as the corner's about to be taken.
Mamordashvili remains in the penalty area. Kvaratskelia's corner is headed behind for another corner. We've played the 6 minutes of additional time. Turkey 2, Georgia 1. This could well be the final moment for Georgia to find an equaliser. Mamordashvili, the keeper, remains in the box. It goes towards the goalkeeper. It's the other goalkeeper that gets there first. Gunok clears, and now Altanashvili is dispossessed, and there's no one at home, and Turkey should finish this off. Striding through, it's Aktuoglu to win the game for Turkey. The celebrations can begin. The subs rush off the bench to celebrate. The Turkey fans, euphoric in the stands in Dortmund. Kerim Aktuoglu has won the game for Turkey, and Georgia gave it absolutely everything. But it's Turkey who are going to win this game. Turkey 3, Georgia 1.
Oh, they had to throw everything at it, didn't they, Georgia? They had to take that chance of throwing Mamordashvili up, but it just left the goal empty. And credit to Turkey, they won that challenge on the edge of the box. It was poor play on the edge of the box by the substitute Altanashvili for Georgia. He lost the ball, and credit to Turkey, they used it well, drove forward and finished the game off.
What a sight for a substitute running through on goal with no one at home, and he slotted it into an empty net right-footed. Credit to Gunok, the Turkey goalkeeper. His initial punch led to the counter-attack, and with Mamordashvili nowhere to be seen, Aktuoglu did the rest, and Turkey are going to win this game. They lead Georgia by 3-1. The intensity and the longevity of the Turkey celebrations means that we're only just getting back underway. In fact, there is the full-time whistle. Turkey have won this game. What a brilliant game of football it was to witness, and what a big result this is for Turkey. They've beaten Georgia by 3-1. But Turkey, who have struggled to make it out of the group stages in the last 2 European Championship, they didn't win a game at Euro 2020, but they've taken a big step to making the knockout stages at Euro 2024. They've beaten Georgia by 3-1, Stephen Warnock, but the European Championship debutants gave it absolutely everything.
Yeah, they absolutely did, but what the story is now is that all the Turkey players are running over to Akaydin. They know how much of a game-saving challenge that was to make sure that he got that header going over the bar as Davitashvili thought he put it into an empty goal. He thought he'd scored, but that recovery challenge was everything. It allowed Turkey then to go and get that third goal to kill the game off. But what a game of football. Quite outstanding, end-to-end, fully entertaining. And I think the Georgian fans will have a lot more fans around the world now watching that game.
Mehmet Mulla started the scoring for Turkey with a brilliant right-footed volley. Arda Güler with a sensational goal put them 2-1 up after George Mikotadze had scored Georgia's first goal in a major tournament. They gave it everything. Kerim Aktuoglu broke their hearts late on with the third, and ultimately the crucial goal, which means, Kelly, Turkey win the opening game of Group F. They've beaten Georgia by 3-1.
Thanks, Chris. Chris Coles and Stephen Warnock with us to talk the aftermath of this game. We're also going to be joined by Joe Hart, but we'll get their thoughts after we've checked in at Queen's, where Russell Fuller has been watching a win for Andy Murray. Russ.
Yes, it's been a lively hour or so, Kelly, because Andy Murray, playing his 1,000th tour match, has a win, and only his second at Queen's Club since he won the 5th of his titles in 2016, winning the deciding set against Alexei Popyrin, the Australian qualifier who is still nonetheless inside the top 50 in the world. Jack Draper is just underway in his first round match against Mariano Navone, but there is not good news of Dan Evans, who says he heard a crack in his groin, but is now more worried about a knee injury after a fall early in the third set of his match with Brandon Nakashima. That's forced him to retire from his first round match at Queen's. He says he's heartbroken. He's not blaming the court, though. He didn't think it was especially slippery, and he's going to wait for the injury to settle down before having a scan in 48 hours time. But he definitely won't be playing doubles with Andy Murray at Queen's this week. And a quick word on Birmingham, Kelly, where Katie Boulter, after winning the Nottingham title last week, is playing her first round match, and she's quite a long way behind in the first set, trailing 5-2 and a double breakdown to Angelina Kalinina of Ukraine.
Russell, thank you very much. So, reaction to Turkey's 3-1 victory against Georgia in Dortmund in their opening match of Euro 2024. We'll hear more from Chris Coles and Stephen Warnock, but we'll let them catch their breath for a second, because Joe Hart, we said before the game, this was a bit of an unknown quantity. We weren't really sure what to expect from this game, and what we got was pure entertainment.
That was a brilliant game. Ebbed and flowed. Look at the energy in the crowd tonight. I think both teams, you know, they should be proud of themselves, but ultimately Turkey, they've got the job done. Huge moments, some incredible goals. The second goal, that was just an absolute beauty, wasn't it? It was, you know, these balls look fast from a goalkeeping point of view. Once that left his foot, it wasn't getting saved, no matter how quickly he moved his feet. And then obviously the drama at the end, goalkeepers going up, it's always fun to watch. But yeah, they kept their head, big tackle on the edge of the box, and took their chance.
Yes, Stephen, they were so close, Georgia, to getting something from that game. But it was one of those games where there were just those pinch points. When we talked at half-time about the moment in the first half where Turkey hit the post and it rebounded across the front of the goal, that was their chance to go 2-0 up. Georgia then very quickly pulled it back to 1-1. And similarly at the end of the game, where Georgia had a couple of chances to equalise, went very close, and then Turkey broke, and then they made it safe with that third goal.
Yeah, I mean, the early stages of the game, Turkey dominated, and then it was almost like I said at half-time, Georgia suddenly woke up and thought, enough of this, we need to show what we're capable of doing, and they grew into the game. The confidence came into the legs of the players, into the minds of them. They believed in themselves a little bit more. The big thing for me, though, Kelly, was Willy Sagnol, the changes he made. Try and impact a game. If you've got a manager who's positive, tries to impact a game, makes changes, makes positive changes, then you're going to try and go forward. There's going to be a belief, and I thought there was a real belief from the Georgian players that they could get back into the game. Turkey found things difficult because they are a young, inexperienced team, like Chris said in commentary, but I thought that was a real good account of themselves, Georgia. They can find themselves very unfortunate. Sometimes just the splash of paint on a goalpost can be enough, which can send the ball either way, and Turkey had it in the first half and Georgia were very unlucky in the second half themselves.
And as you said, they are a young side, Turkey, and so it's probably not that fair to sort of put the fact that they didn't win a group game in Euro 2010 No, Euro 2020. It's probably not fair to kind of level that at them. But in terms of the performances that they've put in today, just to get that off their backs, they've got a win. They've started well. And the way these groups are, 3 points might be enough for them.
Yeah, Chris said that in the commentary as well. He said that 3 points might just be enough to take them through, and he might be right with that. But the big thing is that you often hear about when we watch the Premier League or when we watch international games, and we hear these, well, they haven't won there in 14 games, or they haven't got a great history of going to a certain ground or playing in certain tournaments, and you think, yeah, but this is a younger team, this is a different team, they've got to change that narrative. And I think what we saw today was a team that dug deep at times. They had to, a young inexperienced team that'll learn a lot from this game, and they've got a lot of potential within the team, and I think it's something that might just spur them on to release a little bit of tension within the camp.
Stephen Warnock, thank you very much. Thank you too to Chris Coles, who brought you that game between Turkey and Georgia. Fantastic entertainment in that one, and Turkey take all 3 points